Yo folks, and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about the latest gacha games, mobile titles, and games coming to July, gacha news weekly and more. Let's jump right into this. First things being is Nexon announcing Argent Twilight, a turn-based RPG on your smartphones. This game was originally announced in March 2021, in case you've already heard of it. The coolest thing about this game though is that it looks beautiful. There's gonna be over 300 characters that you can collect, so there's gonna be a lot of things to do as far as, gacha stuff is flowing. Of course, it's brought to you by Nexon, so be careful of the monetization. As far as the look and feels of it, it is a turn-based RPG. As we noted, there's gonna be some tile movements, your standard elemental triangles, and you also have the lightness and darkness. But there's so many cool things as far as visuals goes, and I'm not entirely sure what the setting. It's definitely seeming like a fantasy RPG of sorts. All in all, it's going to be a Nexon game, so be careful of how much money you spend, but it's going to be a good one because Nexon is always good about creating a decent RPG, that is for sure. Then we have Aether Gazer getting a 3D action RPG that is going to be set to release in Q4 of 2022. And Q4 is right around the time frames of October to December. So maybe it's going to be at the end of Halloween, or maybe it's going to be right before Christmas. Who knows? That's the time frames you need to look out for. This game is beautiful, and some things to note: you can only control one character at a time, so you won't be like in PGR where you can control 3 different characters doing crazy combos and switches. It's only going to be one character, and I believe that's more reminiscent of something like Honkai Impact combat wise, but at the same time, the 2 other characters that you have, they will be AI controlled, so you have no influence on how they're going to be acting, outside of the fact that you can cast like their ultimates or skills at certain time points. So Aether Gazer right there. Then we have Solo Leveling getting a TV anime adaptation. It's going to be coming in 2023, and it's going to be in Crunchyroll. And it's also brought to you by A1 Pictures, the same people who brought us Sword Art Online, Darling in the Franxx, Kaguya-sama, all the wonderful animes like 86. There's so many different things that can go forever. But just note, Solo Leveling also got a gacha game, or at least a mobile release based off of Netmarble. So it would be very smart for this game to release at the same time as the anime releasing in 2023. Don't know if that's solidifying any dates, but I'm super hyped for the anime to come out because we all know Solo Leveling is one of the best franchise to hit the webtoon series. Then we have Alice Fiction getting a new promotional video based off of the 700k pre-regs that has been a thing. I believe this is Lancelot, one of the characters in Alice Fiction, and I'm super excited to play this puzzle RPG. I'm guessing once they hit a certain threshold of pre-regs, the game will be releasing soon enough. But honestly, this game looks really amazing. It's cool to see there's going to be husbandos, some equality, I would like to say, in this game as well. Then we have Tom Clancy's The Division Resurgence that's getting a mobile announcement. I believe this is going to be getting some closed beta or alpha testing in select regions. If you ever wanted Division, here it is. It's probably not going to be a gacha, going to contain like those good old-fashioned loot boxes and skins and all sorts of things. But I enjoyed The Division when I was playing it. To see it come to mobile fronts, definitely going to be a little bit different, and I hope it's going to be good. Then we have Echo Calypse showing off some new characters from the Bifrost Industries. I've covered this game on its closed beta. I have to say the waifus are S tier. If you can go ahead and just visualize and see a couple of them, you will definitely know they are top tier. So I'm super excited for this title to release maybe sometime in July, maybe in August, who knows. But all I know is that the game was fun to play as far as the waifus that I could see and collect. Then we have the Cherry Tail Fairy Tale Retelling RPG. The only thing I know about this one is the waifus look gorgeous in this one. It's going to be coming in 2022 globally. I think I said 2022 too many times. But at the same time, it's going to be something to get hyped for. The website is now out in the ENs. I am just keen to play something with some waifus that are from Disney inspirations, if you know what I mean. Then we have the Noah's Heart coming in July 28th. The only thing that I think is a little bit different from Noah's Heart compared to other action MMORPGs is I believe this is going to be on Unreal Engine. So it's going to have more up-to-date combat mechanics, and the graphics are going to look a little bit better than most other games. I know FG already covered it, so in case you want to see some of the gameplay, I highly recommend checking out his video. I'm keen to see if this is actually going to be good. And since it's releasing sometime at the end of the month, that is going to be cool to see it being successful. Then we have Quantum Maki, a 3D bullet hell entering CBTs on July 29th. Why am I talking about this even though it's JP? We don't really have that many 3D bullet hells in the space. I think the only successful bullet hell that we have is Azure Lane, but that's more of a 2D format. This one reminds me of also like Nier Automata, so I am curious to see how it will perform in the gacha fronts once it does release over in JPKR, wherever it's going to be coming out at. Then we have Grimlight with its open beta issues. I know a lot of us are like, oh my gosh, what's happening? It's not launching. It's gonna be in this closed beta, open beta thing because the Asia servers aren't out. There's plenty of compensation occurring for the Grimlight series, so hopefully it gets alleviated and they can fix their infrastructure issues. Then we have Chaos Effect, a new BlazBlue roguelike game. I have to say, this looks absolutely gorgeous. In case you haven't seen any of the gameplay for this one, it translates the BlazBlue format in this cyberpunk feel, and I have to say, it looks absolutely gorgeous. And if this is coming out on our phones, this has to be one of the best graphically looking pixel art games that I have seen. I don't know if it's going to have any gacha mechanics, but man, the characters look beautiful and I'm definitely keen to play it. It looks gorgeous. Then we have the Destiny news coming to the mobile front. I don't think this is really happening. This is based off of the fact that some NetEase employee changed their development to an unannounced FPS mobile game. I think we're grasping at straws and this is like One Piece theory levels of like insanity. But hey, Bungie received more than 100 million investments by NetEase. Maybe there's something here. Who honestly knows if we actually get a Destiny mobile game. Then we have Avatar Reckoning dropping a new trailer. I talked about this one the other week. It's just going to be a top-down shooter as far as I know. But for them to make a trailer with the blue peoples running around and shooting things, I'm keen to see if it's actually going to be good or if it's going to be different from the top-down shooter. Then we also got the Darkest Dungeon, a idle RPG of sorts. So if you want to enjoy Darkest Dungeon in this more chibi comic book style format in the idle RPGs, now you can. And we have Mission Zero. This is going to be a stealth-based game. Honestly, it reminds me of some things like Among Us, except you're going to be capturing more human-like looking characters. I don't know why this is going to be a thing, but hey, if it's cool, I'm all about it. There is always a hunger for new games that we can sort of play in the mobile space. So if this is successful, I'm definitely interested to see how they can pull it off. Then we have Harry Potter sneakily entering a closed beta 2. So there's APKs. Thank you to Palmas Games for showcasing that info. I was looking through their websites. There hasn't been any changes. Just note they want 8 million people to pre-register to this thing. Harry Potter is a very popular franchise. They probably just need to do better marketing. They're already at like the 1 million, 2 million plus mark as far as pre-registrations go for this game. So I don't know if it's going to be releasing in July, probably sometime later in Q4 2022 or maybe even 2023. Then we have 20 Minutes Till Dawn getting a mobile announcements for later this year. Now what's interesting with 20 Minutes Till Dawn, it's inspired by Vampire Survivor. Vampire Survivor was inspired by a mobile game known as Magic Survival. And you know, the Vampire Survivor series has brought us Hollow Cure, the other gacha game that's free-to-play friendly created by Caillou. So it's nice to know that the mobile gaming space is affecting like the broader gaming space in a healthy way, because this Vampire Survivor style, or Magic Survival style, should I say, looks absolutely beautiful. And I love playing like these reverse bullet hell mechanic games. Then we have the Building and Fighter game, and this is going to be brought to you by Studios Hero Wars. What's really interesting with this one is it's going to be based off of your GPS location. So think of stuff like Pokemon Go, except you're going to be using these fighters to defend the buildings that you have, which is kind of interesting. This is like a mock on like turf wars and gang wars in some ways. So you're gonna be seeing some nerds running around being like, hey yo, this is my building, don't get my building or whatever. I don't know why they are doing this. And this is also brought to you by the producer of Dungeon Fighter Online. And we all know Dungeon Fighter Online is one of the more successful franchises, Nexon's gaming space. Hopefully the monetization isn't too Nexon-like. but the core gameplay of this looks absolutely stunning, and I'm always curious to see how GPS games function, especially in this more combat feel oriented space compared to Pokemon Go, where it's just, capturing Pokemon. So we'll see. Then we have the Shangri-La Frontier game and anime announcements. This is, I believe, brought to you by NetEase, someone like that, and I have no idea why this is even a thing, but hey, in case you wanted something that's a little bit different and you can get your hooks into this RPG, you're gonna be like this Birdman sort of character, you're gonna be fighting off monsters. It's all introductional, like promotional video stuff, no actual gameplay, but it came out of nowhere and I thought it looked kind of interesting. So look out for this one, Shangri-La Frontier. Then we have Traha Global. This is by a Korean developer for a mobile MMORPG. Why am I talking about this one? Just look at this gorgeous man, the gameplay that you are seeing. He's smacking stuff, it looks cool. It's already out in KR. I don't know if the game's gonna actually look like this, I doubt it. But hey, if it's actually this wonderful, I'm definitely keen to play. I feel like it deserves to be on the PC with the amount of stuff going on for this one. Excited to see how Traha Global is going to be releasing in later 2022, because that is what this article said. Or maybe it's 2023. No, it said 2022. That's the planned date. Then we have the Tower of Fantasy news with 1 million pre-registers ahead of global release. I know a lot of people are looking forward to this one, and as far as I can tell, there hasn't been any delays. This is supposed to be releasing in Q3, which is supposed to be from June or July till September. So this is going to be releasing relatively soon, at the latest in September. So look forward to it, probably either next month at the most, because I haven't seen any news of it coming out in July whatsoever. And what was really cool was I was able to check out the booths in the anime expos. So if you're at the anime expos and you're able to take pictures at the Tower of Fantasies, that was really cool. Talk about Anime Expo a little bit later, but you could have, played the game, did the demos, and take some pictures with the cosplayers that were there. Then we also have the events rolling around. First ones is Persona 5 and Alchemy Stars launching on July 14th, so Persona 5 doing its rounds. And we also have Mushoku Tensei getting a season 2 reveal. It's going to be debuting 2023 on Crunchyroll. Interestingly enough, Mushoku Tensei is also getting shut down on August 31st. This was the JP Gacha game that I covered previously. Kind of sad to see. Hopefully it'll be brought to life in a better way in a future game that's, going to be more successful and brings Mushoku Tensei the respect it deserves as the #1 isekai for 2022. Or at least it was the #1 isekai for 2021, that's for sure. On sad news, we have the Yu-Gi-Oh creator Kazuki Takahashi passing away at the age of 60. I want to show respects to this man. He changed my childhood, bringing Yu-Gi-Oh into my life and just making trading card games an absolutely beloved thing. Once again, thank yous to Kazuki Takahashi, bringing us one of the best franchise known to man. Then we also have My Dress Up Darling creating a Marin phone alarm app, which is kind of interesting. It's going to be creating some voice packs in case you wanted Marin-san to wake you up. And I feel like that's a little bit interesting. It's going to be costing 730 yen or maybe $5 to $6 US. We also have Arc Knights getting a revamps after the 3rd anniversary. There's going to be quality of life being added, such as, a collect all button, which is insane. There's going to be skip features, optimized support unit selection, all sorts of things. The quality of life that Arc Knights players have always wanted. To be one of the best times to join and play the game. I'm definitely keen to play once I can find the time. Not to mention Arc Knights will be bringing us the Break the Ice event, introducing some new operators, and they are looking pretty lovely, I have to say. We also have the Punishing Gray Raven by Nier Automata collab currently occurring. Now is probably the best time to play PGR because the Nier Automata characters are some of the strongest characters within the series. So in case you wanted to play something that's a little bit more action oriented, or you want a taste of Aether Gazer or a spin from Genshin Impact, PGR bring us Nier Automata characters and some of the best characters in the entirety of the franchise for PGR. Now is the best time to definitely play. Then we also have Azure Lane celebrating its Angel of Iris event. It's going to be bringing some waifus such as these, Joffrey and El Independable and Enterprise. looking clean as always, Azure Lane. And here's going to be a look at some of the cosplayers at the AX booth. They are looking absolutely lovely. I didn't really stop by, but I saw them, and it was pretty cool to see how huge the booth was and how Yostar is representing the Azure lanes. Then we have Tears of Themis celebrating its 1-year anniversary. Pretty cool to see, especially since there's not a lot of husbando games that is as successful as this one. So I'm curious how everything is for the 1-year anniversary if you're a Tears of Themis player. But let me know down in the comments, because I'm always curious how this experience flows. Then we have FGO news with the 5th anniversary rolling around, with Caster Alteria being a guaranteed SSR that you can get. She is also known as Castoria, Castria, or Saber Caster. Pretty cool to see with the 5th year anniversary getting free SSRs. And we also have Fate Grand Order unveiling a VR world in the world of Cluster. So if you wanted to see FGO in a more VR space, you can check it out there. And we have the Genshin news with the Summer Fantasia event launching in July 13th. This is going to be giving a Shikanoi and Heizo. There's going to be the reintroduction of Yazuha. I believe Klee is going to be there, and there's gonna be all sorts of things. Honestly, this character looks absolutely adorable in my opinion. I don't really want to call him like a cool, handsome looking husbando like the way I would describe the Luke and Song Lee, but I have to say, Genshin always blowing out all the stops when it comes to creating a new event and a new space to essentially visualize and play in. We also have the 2.8, we talked about it. Yomiya is gonna be there, Klee, Heizo, and Kazuha. And there's gonna be new outfits with the Luke and Fischl. In case you want to look, they are looking pretty spiffy, I have to say. And Genshin also collabing with Pizza Hut only in China. They're invading the food space. We had Eula with her spices, now Pizza Hut and Genshin. We also had the things where a fan reimagined Fortnite with the Genshin skins. Just note, this is not an official collab. It's just a fan just, redecorating the entire map and making the bus look like it's Genshin oriented. I thought it was a cool addition to the news fronts. And we also have an Unazuma themed nightclub and someone's Serenity pot. What's really interesting with this one, they have like a full-blown bar. They have like a pole right down the middle, in case you know what that means. And yeah, I just thought this person went above and beyond when it came to decking out their Serenity pot. If only I was as creative as this person. Then we have the IRL news event. We can finally talk about Tokyo Game Show releasing in September 15th. Just note, this is monumental because we're going to be having Hoyoverse, Capcom, Koei Tecmo, Sega, Nintendo, all the different anime-based titles, probably announcing some huge games, and not to mention some new games in the gacha space. So look out for it, September 15th, and tickets are on sale starting July 9th. Make sure to check it out, and this is a pretty busy event, so if you go there, definitely take pics and be careful. And lastly, I can finally talk about my experiences in the AX. You get to see me in my Ace cosplay and me just having a good time. I was looking at the Shoujo panels. It was really cool. Took a picture with Iron Mouse. I saw some Demon Slayer action. Summer Saren was really cool in that Artist Alley area. Took pics with all the different, One Piece peoples and all the people that, just look cool. There was some like Among Us stuff. The booths were really cool and all the people were amazing. I just have to say, if you ever have a chance to go to an anime convention and you can cosplay, I highly recommend it. You'll make some friends. This is me breakdancing and embarrassing myself and me just going crazy and partying. I have to say, it's one of the things that I feel like everyone should experience in case you're an anime fan and you feel like an outcast. This is the one place where you don't feel like an outcast and you can just have some fun. And as far as the Nikkei booth goes, I was playing it on the iPad and it was a lot of fun. So in case you wanted to have my opinions on Nikkei, I can do a whole dedicated video on it. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's going to be the shooter game with the proper physics that people wanted. And like I said, it's definitely something I'm hyped for. I'm hoping to go to future anime expos. I plan to go even to more cons in the futures. So if you ever wanted to go to a con in the California region, maybe hit me up in Discord and we might see each other, run into each other. We can have a chat or whatever, or maybe we can go out. Who knows? At the end of the day, it's just really fun to do these anime-oriented events, and I definitely welcome you to the community because you're definitely going to have a good time, because normies are absolutely boring and they just don't do the gacha space justice, if you know what I mean. All right. But anyways, if you made it this far in today's video, consider subscribing, dropping a like, leaving a comment. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram if you want to see my face or you want to see me party like the way I am in this video. Thanks so much for watching. Have yourself a fantastic day and see you guys in the next one.